April 20th, save 42.0% on all clothing and clothing accessories all day long.
You heard right.
42% off. And U92 will be here broadcasting live from 3 to 5 p.m. Stop in and enter to win a $250 plasma pipe. We'll be giving it away that day at 4:20. Aztec Highway specializes in action sports apparel and MMA gear and is a proud sponsor of Steel Fist Fight Night 7 at the complex later that night. This card features co-main event Mad Mike Eric versus Lee the Cobra Doss. Plus main event Eric the Reaper Vice versus Carlos Man of Love Escalante. Score your discount tickets at the Highway for $20. Cash only while they last. Aztec Highway, 33rd South and West Temple in Salt Lake. Bringing it since 2002. WDFA.
Must be at least 19 to enter drawing and 21 to attend fights.
Pain is temporary. Glory is forever. It's Ultimate Combat Radio, only on 1280 and 97.5 The Zone. Brought to you by Aztec Highway, WDFA.
Welcome back to Ultimate Combat Radio. Mike Stidemir talking some mixed martial arts. We're actually on location at the Ultimate Combat Training Center. 12101 South is State Street is the location here. Mark Schultz, Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, down here doing a seminar. In fact, if you don't remember Mark Schultz as from his wrestling career, you'll definitely remember him from UFC 9. The guy showed up to the weigh-ins with one of his friends. His friend couldn't fight. He took a fight on that short of notice and ended up beating Gary Goodridge, who is no bum.
So he's undefeated in the UFC.
He's undefeated. And you know what? I'd go out that way too, man. You beat a guy like that, and I'd say, all right, good enough for me, man.
He doesn't look like a wrestler to me. He looks like he would knock your teeth out. He's so big up here.
He's a boulder, for sure. All right, so he's doing a seminar down here. We'd like to invite you to come down. If not tonight, tomorrow we start back at it at 11 o'clock in the morning. And it's no big deal whether you're here one day or both days. He's going to make sure you walk away from here having learned something. This segment is brought to you by Ventana's Mexican restaurant in Ogden. And now Ventanas is the white man's version of Ventana. And it's located at 825 25th Street on the corner of Monroe and 25th Street. Great Mexican food. Go check them out. Tell them Ultimate Combat Radio sent you. Joe, the UFC tomorrow is kind of a big deal, I understand.
By the way that they're pushing it down our throats, I think it is.
You know, Joe, it's kind of one of those things where we haven't had a show in like a month. The UFC, I mean, they've done their smaller shows, but they haven't had a big pay-per-view event in a month, which is very unusual for the UFC these days. And so it was really like kind of a dry spell. In fact, you know, as I was interfacing with the PR department, they're saying, we don't really know what to do with ourselves right now. So all they've been doing for the last month, a little over a month, is trying to find angles to promote this fight. And they've found out pretty much just about everything about Jon Jones and Rashad Evans that there is possible to know. And it's been talked about, thrown back and forth, and so here we are.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, we watched The Ultimate Fighter last week and the week before, and it's every single commercial is either Jon Jones talking about Rashad Evans or Rashad Evans talking about Jon Jones. It is every single commercial.
Talking about everything.
And I know you talked when the Ronda Rousey Miesha Tate was going down, how they're just bickering at each other. It gets old.
Like girls
it gets old. It's just
getting me of marriage. Please stop.
The hype.
Love the hype.
I
man.
do,
Oh,
man.
Lord.
The reason I don't like the hype is
you're not married, man. It would drive you crazy.
when they create this hype, you just know that the fight they have to create the hype because the fight isn't going to be that compelling, and that's you know, I just don't think Rashad Evans can do anything to beat Jon Jones.
This is what I think, because it's such a wide disparity. It's a 5-1 advantage, you know, according to the books. That they've taken this tact of we have to promote the other emotional angle of it, and I just think they went too far with it. You know, there has to be a little bit of a balance because there was just nothing else there. They can't say, oh, wrestler versus boxer, or they can't do any of that. You know, that's what the only one thing that you can say as far as the fight is concerned, that Rashad has a better chance of putting John Jones on his back than pretty much anybody else he's fought. I mean, he's one of those guys that he's a decent wrestler. He's not a world-class wrestler. He's not an all-American wrestler. He was a good wrestler, but not great. But he's got a chance of taking him down. But they got away from all of that. They got into all of the drama.
And they drug it out for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. So now we've heard that when they first knew each other, that John Jones liked to party and liked to go to the bars, and John Jones says, yes, you're correct. I'm 24 years old. What do you expect? I used to like to go out to the bars, and, that was when I first started into this sport, and I've changed since then because I realized this is my life path. This is something that's very, very important to me. One thing that I found very interesting to note is that John Jones, and kind of the irony that we have Mark Schultz here today, Mark and his brother kind of had this claim to fame as that they were the most talented wrestling brothers in U.S. history. They're the most accomplished by no doubt. Well, the Jones brothers are without question among the most talented athletes as a family. He's got a brother in the NFL.
Yeah, plays for Baltimore Ravens.
The champ right now. He's got a younger brother who's going to be in the NFL next year. He's just coming out of college, and he's definitely a pro prospect. And Jones, he said, this is how I got my nickname. They call me Bones because I put that uniform on. I always thought it was bones sticking out. I'm skinny. I'm not like my other brothers.
Funny.
But they're equally as talented athletically, and these guys are phenomenal.
And the cool thing is that when you watch like the prime times where they show him training and stuff, John Jones' older brother, he's a big, I think he's a defensive lineman or something. He's a big boy. Lineman, yeah. And he's in there training with him day in and day out. He runs the heels with him, and he's an athletic dude. So he's he has a 350-pound big partner. Yeah, so and he's always pushing him too. So we found that out about him. Rashad, came up with just about everything. And who cares if you go to the bar? Come on, I'm the champ. I'm going to have a drink.
Well, it kind of brings us into another story we wanted to talk about tonight, because the UFC is sponsoring John Jones because they say he's that kind of guy that we want to hang our hat on, and it's the UFC's apparel company. They're signing him on to wear their T-shirt into the ring, and Rashad was a little put out by that. But the UFC says, look, man, he's the kind of guy that we feel like he's not going to be out getting DUIs next weekend. He's the guy that we really want to push our product.
And I read an article yesterday. It was really John Jones and his manager that came up with this idea to go after this sponsorship, because they're looking for the big picture. They don't want to go out there with shorts covered in Tap Out and Affliction and all these
like a NASCAR
Condom Depot and. They're looking at Nike, Adidas for after this fight. They're thinking they're going to score one of these big deals like GSP got Under Armour. So they don't want to go out there with these shorts covered in all this stuff. They're going to go out there with plain shorts this fight because they want to sell to those that big market. So.
And similarly, the UFC is looking at this kind of a situation. They're like, Nike is the grandfather, the big deal of sponsorship. We want to be like them. We don't want to kind of be everywhere. We want to be in very specific places and be on guys that we really feel are going to represent us well. And, I've always said, in fact, I've said on this show so many times that I always wondered what Tap Out had on the UFC. Why is it that the UFC allowed them into their cage, put their logo in there? I always speculated that they had pictures of Dana White in women's underwear or something to that effect. Because, the UFC is very brand possessive. They don't let people in to their circle, but they did let Tap Out for a long time. Well, Tap Out's kind of played itself out. Tap Out is no longer the thriving force of MMA apparel anymore, and I think the UFC is looking to fill that void, and they feel like, we're going to still let you guys come in here and advertise. You're going to pay us money to do it, but we are now going to present our brand. And the UFC brand is something that you're now starting to see in Walmart. You're starting to see in a lot of different places, and I think you're going to see a lot more UFC apparel on the streets as you walk down the street.
And now a lot of people are saying that the UFC is favoring John Jones and that they want him to win and this and that. And John Jones' manager came out and said that I believe it's Overeem or there's another fighter that got a UFC sponsorship too, who has the same manager as Rashad Evans. So the manager obviously could have went and tried to get the same deal, and he never did. So it's nothing that they're picking one fighter over the other. They could have. It's just that they got there first. And
Of course, the UFC is picking Jones over Evans. They know he's going to win. They don't want to put their brand on the guy that's going to get beat up.
It's not only that, though. The UFC, they have every right to pick who they want to put their brand on. And you have to really think about it. The companies are separate. This is their apparel leg of their company, and so it's completely separate from the promotional end of it. And so, yeah, they're going to try to tie themselves in. But they did say this is not the only fighter we're going to attach ourselves to. There will be others, but it's going to kind of be on a case-by-case basis, and we're going to kind of, play it through there, which brings us into another story that's kind of a hot-button issue. CagePotato.com came out last week with a story that said that Dana White had bet on this fight, on John Jones versus Rashad Evans, and they bet that Rashad would lose, and Rashad basically came uncorked. He called up the Fertitta brothers and said, hey, man, what's going on here? Well, Cage Potato has since retracted their story and said, hey, it was satire. We were making a joke here. But Lorenzo Fertitta says it's not a joke. It's not anything funny on our end. Can you imagine the storm that we had to deal with because you wanted to make a satirical joke about this? It wasn't funny.
here's the thing. It's not Rashad got mad and, he's upset. This is a huge deal because the Fertittas own casinos that have sports books that if they were to bet on their own, on fighters in the UFC, they would lose their sports book. Plus, they would lose their promoter's license. It would shut them down.
It's a bigger deal on that end because literally you'll lose your promoter's license. That is the very first rule that when you get a promoter's license is that you cannot engage in betting on this because there has to be some integrity to the sport. Which, there's a reason why the Maloof brothers, they own, what casino is it down there?
Is it the Palms?
The Palms. They don't have, you can't bet on NBA basketball there because, you have to have the integrity of the sport, and you can't be betting on that stuff if you own an NBA franchise. So you certainly couldn't allow Dana White to bet on a fight and then be, the promoter.
Even the Fertittas, they don't allow UFC betting in their sports books in their casinos.
And they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Mike, can you briefly tell us what the rules or laws are about a website like Cage Potato making a joke like that? I mean, can you do that? Is it legal?
As long as you claim it's satire, you can, and that's what they said. It said it was a joke. We weren't trying to really present this as a news story, but that's where Fertitta says, I don't agree with that because the way I read it is they came out and actually said that this is what's happened, and it kind of made the story kind of made it sound like whoever was telling the story was actually in the room and they saw it happen.
They put a dollar amount on how much he bet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
They made it very specific. And so, if you're going to, it's kind of like Saturday Night Live. You can make fun of the president all you want on Saturday Night Live, but if you're going to try to claim to be a news organization and say things like that, then it kind of just a game changer.
Okay. So I have real quick one story Robertina is making me get to before we're done. The Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen fight is being moved to Las Vegas, not in Rio de Janeiro, and it's not.
Chael Sonnen got blacklisted from Brazil.
It's because
for his own safety.
They're having a UN meeting in Brazil the same weekend, and they can't accommodate both parties. So
I've always wondered, why are you going to hold a UN meeting in Brazil? Do they have military there?
I don't know.
Besides thong bikinis, what weapon are they going to use at all?
Anderson Silva.
You got a great point. So it wasn't what most people would speculate that it was. Yeah. It wasn't because, Chael Sonnen was going to get beat up or killed down there. It was because basically we don't have enough hotel rooms.
They don't have enough hotel rooms around the big arena.
I'm not buying it.
Well, I'm not buying it either.
Good stuff. Great show tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And come on down to the Ultimate Combat Training Center either tonight or tomorrow night. Check out Mark Schultz doing his thing here. It's the Ultimate Combat Radio. We'll see you next week.
The Red and Blue Show with Kyle Gunther and Jan Jorgensen.
I've gotten this out of two coaches. They say Nate Faka-Hafua could play any position in Division I college football.
Well, and they need him because they lost their main pass rush threat in last year's defensive line in Derek Shelby. Derek Shelby was their best pass rusher on the defensive line. And so they need Nate Faka-Hafua to come in and make an impact.
The Red and Blue Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 and 1280 The Zone.
Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia. Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia.
Wasatch Front Kia has an all-new showroom and service center built to better serve all of your automotive needs. And with Kias being such high-demand vehicles, you'll be amazed at what people are trading in these days. Stop by and test drive the 2012 Kia Soul, awarded the Best Buy Award for giving you the best value for your money starting at only $13,945. Lease a 2012 Kia Optima for as low as $189 per month on a 39-month lease OAC. Plus, you get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, too. At Wasatch Front Kia, the Kia store on Riverdale Road in Ogden.
Power to surprise, you won't believe your eyes. Kia, so much fun to drive. We'll make it so easy to buy your next car. We got the best deals, lowest prices by far. It's Kia. Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia.
And remember, we want to see us in a Kia.
Ultimate Fighting is the fastest growing sport in the world, and Salt Lake's Intermountain area has become a hotbed for competition with fighters migrating from all over the country just to train here. Do you think you have what it takes to get inside the cage? The Ultimate Combat Experience has openings for fighters at all skill levels to compete in their own divisions in upcoming events. Whether you're an aspiring amateur, semi-pro, or professional fighter, the Ultimate Combat Experience would like to talk to you. Want to fight? Got blood? Then answer the bell for your opportunity to become a cage fighter. Nearly every top-tier cage fighter in Utah has got their start in the UCE. Who knows? You could be the next Ultimate Combat champion. Interested fighters can stop by the new Ultimate Combat Training Center at 12101 Factory Outlet Drive in the VF Outlet Mall in Draper. Or just give AJ a call at 801-712-7369. That's 801-712-7369. For more info on MMA trading and cage fighting, log on to ultimatecombat.com and get inside the cage.
After discovering and amassing some of the most sought-after hoards of gold coins of the past 100 years, the New York Mint is announcing the public release from its vaults of the famous $10 gold Indian, struck from 1907 to 1933. It's amazing that this hoard of coins even exists. When the nation was gripped by an economic frenzy in 1933, millions of gold coins were officially recalled and lost forever to government meltdowns. But now, the New York Mint is releasing a limited number of these sought-after $10 gold Indians on a first-come, first-served basis. Call now for free historical information. You'll also receive a collector's DVD absolutely free. Call 1-800-700-9115. All of these magnificent $10 gold Indians are security in uncertain economic times, so both collectors and investors will be eager to get their hands on this important part of American history. Act fast to ensure you don't miss this special opportunity. For free historical information and a free collector's DVD, call 1-800-700-9115. That's 1-800-700-9115.
Start to finish, water, fire, wind, and more. Call 5 Point Restoration.
If you have water damage, do you know what your insurance company wants you to do? They want you to call 5 Point Restoration first. The longer the water sits, the more damage, the higher the claim. That's why your insurance company wants you to call 5 Point Restoration first. 877-382-2772. They'll fix the problem, fix the damage, and stay with you through the full restoration. 5 Point Restoration for fire, water, mold, sewage, and wind damage. Online at 5FIVE.pointrestoration.com.
If your home has a problem, call us, we can fix it. Fast and friendly, start to finish. Water, fire, wind, and more. Call 5 Point Restoration.
Online at 5FIVE.pointrestoration.com.
Salt Lake City's most attractive and convenient apartment community welcomes you. Meadowbrook Station Apartments. It's situated with convenient I-15 access and is just steps away from tracks. Meadowbrook Station offers a wide variety of floor plans and top-flight amenities. Living here, you'll never be far from the action. Meadowbrook has brand new 1- and 2-bedroom apartment homes available now. Meadowbrook Station is the official 2012 housing sponsor for the Utah Blaze. Come visit us today at www.meadowbrookstation.com.
The Anniversary Inn is like no other experience. It's a touch of elegance, a hint of adventure. Here you can talk, find direction, or simply relax. At the Anniversary Inn, close the door on your everyday world, then open one of our doors and be swept away to a time and place you've only dreamed about. Join elephants on a trek to India. Go on safari through Africa. Search out lost treasures in the pyramids of Egypt. There are 2 Anniversary Inn locations conveniently located in downtown Salt Lake City. Come to the Anniversary Inn, where every stay is a story. Create yours here.
KZNS AM, Salt Lake City, Ogden, Provo. KZNS FM, Colville, and 960 KOVO, Provo. This is 1280 and 97.5. The Zone. Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
Welcome back, Utah Blaze fans. It's 1280 The Zone. I'm Sean O'Connell, better known as OC of the Hands and OC Show, 6 to 10 every day right here on 1280 and 97.5. Down on the field here at Energy Solutions Arena,
The captains have walked out. They'll flip a coin, and we'll decide who's going to receive and who's going to kick off in this Utah Blaze versus Iowa Barnstormers rematch. I call it a rematch because just 1 month ago, the Utah Blaze went on the road to Iowa and put a shellacking 69-48 on this same Barnstormers team. So the Barnstormers come in with a chip on their shoulder because they owe the Blaze one. Of course, both of these teams coming off of wins. The Barnstormers actually 2 wins in a row. One on the road at Pittsburgh, one at home against Arizona, and the Utah Blaze coming off a big win against the defending Arena Bowl champs from Jacksonville. 3-2 is the total for the season in the win-loss column for both of these teams. 3-2 Blaze, 3-2 Iowa Barnstormers. Across the board, they look like a fairly evenly matched pair of teams. We're 2 minutes away from kickoff here at Energy Solutions Arena. Tickets on sale, of course, at the box office. Come down, bring the whole family. We'd love to see you down here. Big Boot is out on the field with Torch, our Blaze mascot, riding his Harley. The entire ownership group is down there having a great time. And, of course, it's a beautiful evening. Come on out, drive down, maybe ride the motorcycle if you can get that thing out of the garage. The parking is close, and enjoy yourself a Blaze football game. Arena football is the fastest show on turf. High-scoring affair. Just some examples of Blaze scores this year. 48-54, 69-48, 60-59, 72-57, and last week's score 75-67 in that win over the Jacksonville Sharks. As I mentioned, Tommy Grady threw for 325 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's right, 325 yards and 10 touchdowns just last week. He had another score on the ground via quarterback sneak. He's now the league leader in total touchdowns with 39. Aaron LeSueur, the Suicide Sweetheart, also tied for second in the AFL in the single game record chart. He hauled in 7 touchdown passes. He ranks first in AFL in touchdown receptions this year at 19, and he's got 23.2 points per game, which puts him in the first place spot in scoring in the league. He's 4th in total receptions, but I think more importantly, he's getting into the end zone on a great percentage of those. 19 touchdown receptions, like I said, of his total 48 on the year. Getting into the end zone more often than not. Aaron LeSueur will be one of the men back to receive this kickoff, but of course behind him will be Chris Bocage, the special teams dynamo. Lining up to kick off for the Iowa Barnstormer is Craig Kamei, and we are moments away from kickoff down here. You hear the fans getting into it on 1280 The Zone. Iowa Barnstormers, Utah Blaze ready to kick off at Tim Dahle Field and Energy Solutions Arena. Thousands and thousands of fans filtering in here, even on a beautiful Friday evening in the spring. I'll be joined momentarily on the broadcast by Steve Vitek or Jason Buck, one of the two. These guys are going to come in and sit down. 2 men very familiar with the whole entire Blaze organization. Steve, of course, former special teams dynamo for the Blaze himself. Jason Buck, part of the ownership group, and no big deal, an Outland Trophy winner and former NFL vet. The referee's just teasing us, ready to spot this ball as we get underway here at Energy Solutions Arena. Like I said, a 3-2 Utah Blaze team taking on a 3-2 Iowa Barnstormers team. It's early in the season, but every win counts in the march toward the Arena Bowl. Ron James and his coaching staff feel like this is the year to make a push for the Arena Bowl. These guys are prepared. They're healthy again. They've got explosive playmakers offensively. They've got stalwart stop makers defensively. Craig Kamei lining up the kick here. Chris Bocage back to receive, and he'll take this one off the nets, as is customary here in the Arena League. Bocage out past the 5-10, breaks this one big. He's got the kicker to beat, and he's dashed against the boards just across midfield. He'll get all the way out to about the 19-yard line going in. We'll see where the spot is. Excuse me. Well shot. He's still past midfield, but he's at the 23-yard line. So Tommy Grady and this offense will start on the friendly side of the field. They've got a short field past midfield already to start things out. Tommy Grady wearing number 10. You'll hear us calling his name all night long. Former Ute quarterback. The big number big number 10 is 6'7", and man, he can put a zip on the ball. He's got Alvance Robinson in motion to his left, along with Ernie Pierce. Aaron LeSueur on the short field to his right. Tommy drops back, and he'll go to the end zone. Back shoulder throw incomplete to Alvance Robinson, who already wants a penalty. The referees will blow a whistle here. A little bit of confusion. Pass interference in the end zone is by rule a touchdown. Excuse me. The dasher boards, the ball came off the dasher boards against the wall. Alvance Robinson was able to catch that off of the dasher boards, which by rule in the Arena Football League is a touchdown. First offensive play of the game, and Alvance Robinson scores on a 24-yard completion from Tommy Grady. Bizarre turn of events, but that one goes in favor of the Utah Blaze to start things off. By rule, in the end zone, the walls are live. A ball ricocheting off the dasher boards is a live ball. Alvance Robinson with the heads-up play to scoop this thing off the wall, and he'll grab a touchdown. Blaze up 7-0 after the Kyle Brotsman extra point is good. Iowa Barnstormers out of sorts already. Frustrated. You see the coach down there talking to the referees, a little bit angry. That's Mike Mohenzi, as I mentioned, trying to campaign. He knows the rules. He knows that is actually a touchdown pass. So a great start for this Utah Blaze offense. Again, Tommy Grady had 10 touchdowns last week, and he gets one started off on his first play of the game. Kicking off for the Utah Blaze will be Kyle Brotsman, a guy who is very efficient in the extra points. Now, we talk about missed extra points in this Arena Football game all the time and how many it leaves on the board. With the amount of touchdowns scored, 4, 5, or 6 extra points missed can become a real factor. Brotsman's kick will be off the nets as well. Back deep for the Barnstormers is number 6, Jason Simpson, and he's brought down quickly inside the 10-yard line. So the Barnstormers will be on the 8 going out. Much better field position for this Utah Blaze defense. I mentioned it before, J.J. Ratterink, one of the top quarterbacks in this Arena Football League, number 11. He will captain this Iowa Barnstormers team. Now, the Blaze have built some momentum here. Can the defense make sure they hold on to it? T.J. Raymond, Caesar Rayford, Mike Lewis will be the 3 pass rushers here. The linebackers behind them include Jacob Hardwick, number 35. Fairly new addition to this Utah Blaze team, and he'll come on the blitz. Ratterink is back, completes one over the middle. That one goes to his receiver, number 22 for the Barnstormers, Jesse Schmidt. Jesse Schmidt with a nice, looks like 7-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Iowa Barnstormers. This Blaze defense does like to bring it every play. You'll see that it's customary in Arena Football for the pressure to come heavy and hot from the inside linebackers. You've got about a 2 count to get rid of the ball in this game. Schmidt's in motion. Ratterink will look to him. And that ball is broken on and almost intercepted on the second defensive play of the game by David Highland out of Morehead State. Great defensive play there. Great break on the ball by David Highland. Almost picked it off and went the other way with it as J.J. Ratterink was looking up Schmidt again. Schmidt, one of his favorite targets. He'll be wearing number 22 tonight. You'll hear his name, as well as the name of Big Chris Matthews, the receiver out of Kentucky. He's in motion. Ratterink pressured. T.J. Raymond pushes him against the wall, but he's able to get the pass away. Not before the same David Highland reaches in with the long arm and peels it away from Schmidt. Great defensive play. Back-to-back defensive stops right there. And it'll be 4th down and about 3, a short 3 for this Barnstormers offense led by J.J. Ratterink. This is where Blaze defense likes to get extremely aggressive. Mike Brown does not like to take his foot off the pedal, And the crowd noise may have had an effect here as a penalty comes in under the delay of game. They are able to call the timeout first. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to 1280 The Zone, home of Blaze football.
I've been playing football since I was 9 years old, every fall.
Michael Lewis, defensive end for the Utah Blaze, knows that injuries are part of the game.
I beat the offensive lineman around the edge, and I slapped the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Another player from my team came in as my arm was extended. He completely tore my labrum in my right shoulder.
SportsMed Utah was there to give Michael and the Blaze some peace of mind.
I don't fear not being able to play again because we have SportsMed Utah. They'll fix you up just right. I knew that the surgery would be great and that I'll be able to come back in full strength.
The SportsMed team is with you each step of the way, no matter how long it takes to get you back in the game.
And each week they show you your progress so that you know that even though there are some tough days, and they have top-notch people to help you out.
Go where the professionals go. SportsMed Utah.
SportsMed Utah. Now I'm back and I'm strong. Thank you. I appreciate it. I owe you a lot.
Trust your athletes to SportsMed Utah. Call 866-431-WELL.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
Welcome back, Utah Blaze fans, to 1280 The Zone. I'm Sean O'Connell here at Energy Solutions Arena, where the Utah Blaze lead the Iowa Barnstormers 7-0. And the Barnstormers, led by J.J. Ratterink at the quarterback position, face a 4th and 3 coming out on about their own 15-yard line. 2 incredible stops consecutively by David Highland, the defensive back out of Morehead State, playing corner. New addition to this Blaze defense, and a guy who has put together a couple of nice performances right here in the early goings. Great pressure by the defensive line on the last play, forcing J.J. Ratterink out to his right, making him throw on the run as T.J. Raymond came charging through that middle position. And, of course, helped on the bookends by Mike Lewis and Caesar Rayford. Carlton Brown will be playing the right corner. Will Mulder, center field, at the free safety position. J.J. Ratterink breaks the huddle. 2 to his right, 1 man in motion. It's Schmidt to his left. He'll look to Schmidt, trying to get the first down. Pass is complete, and that will be a first down for the Iowa Barnstormers, as J.J. Ratterink is able to find his favorite receiver, Jesse Schmidt, wearing the 22 jersey. Jesse Schmidt is a big target, 6'3", 220 pounds, out of the small Buena Vista College. J.J. Ratterink, number 11, breaks the huddle again. Same formation, 2 to his right. This time he'll send a man in motion to his right. That's Marco Thomas. He'll drop back, and he's brought down hard. That's Caesar Rayford coming around the edge for yet another sack. Caesar Rayford getting the job done at that right defensive end position. And boy, that one looked like it hurt. Sean O'Connell joined now by the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Vidatek on the color commentary. Steve, how we doing tonight?
How we doing? Good to be here tonight.
Man, glad to have you. And look at you dressed to the nines in the suit.
Hey, some of us got to work a little first class more than others.
Well, a big sack there by Caesar Rayford sets up a 2nd and about 17. Schmidt is in motion. Unaccounted for out there on the right side, but there was a lack of communication between Schmidt and his quarterback. He was all alone. J.J. Ratterink not able to find him, and the Blaze get away with one there, forcing a 3rd down and long.
Now the key to this situation now is, can they stop him on 3rd down? That's kind of been the Achilles heel all season long, is being able to get out of these 3rd and 4th down positions. So we'll see what happens here.
That has been one of the banes of this Blaze defense, is that they're not able to get out of 3rd down situations. This is a 3rd and long, like I said, 3rd and about 16. Ratterink will send Marco in motion. He'll drop back, pressured yet again. That ball in and out of the hands of number 3, the man he sent in motion. Marco Thomas, the 6-foot, 190-pound receiver out of Western Illinois, had that one and dropped it. 4th down.
I'll tell you the thing I like to see early here is the DBs seem to be playing very physical. They're in the hip pocket of the receivers, and I like to see that this early in the game.
Tell me a little bit about David Highland. He's made a couple of great plays so far. A fairly new addition to this Blaze team.
Yeah, he's a guy we just activated off IR, and we're excited about what he does. He's got some experience in the Arena League, so we're waiting to see what he can do. We expect big things from him.
Raderinkle drop back, pressured yet again. He's looking down deep. One-handed catch. That's number 19, Chris Matthews out of Kentucky, and there it is. Touchdown Barnstormers, but a flag on the field.
I think that's going to get called for a little more physical on the DBs right there than they wanted to see.
We'll see what the penalty is here as the referees confer, but that's exactly what you were talking about, Steve, the fact that the Blaze will force a 3rd and long and then give up a big play.
Yeah, it's just got to the guys got to get their communication together in the backfield. You know, the defensive line has just been stellar all season long for the Blaze, but they're not making the plays at the right time. They're making a lot of big plays, and that was the case the last time they faced Iowa Barnstormers. They made a lot of big plays and were able to convert there. But here, hopefully tonight they'll be able to convert those defensive stands a little more.
The penalty is waved off, and the touchdown will stand 7-6, pending the extra point here. Flag on this play. The kick is up and good, but is it offsides or is it a false start?
I'd say that wide receiver, Chris Matthews, he's a beast. He's a big boy.
He's a monster, and you saw him with the one-handed catch there. That was all physicality. It'll be half the distance to the goal on a Blaze penalty here. They'll still line it up and kick it.
Makes an 18-yard extra point, a 16.5-yard extra point.
And it's Craig Kamei, number 7 for the Barnstormers, who will line this thing up and kick it again. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. 7-7. Barnstormers convert on a 4th and long for a touchdown to the big wide receiver out of Kentucky. That's Chris Matthews. You'll hear his name all night. One of J.J. Raderink's favorite targets. We'll take a short break on 1280. Sean O'Connell, Steve Vitek. It's Blaze football on the Zone.
Hey, P1s, it's April, and it's time to get into the swing of things. Keep your eye on the ball and follow through with great savings at Automotive Restyling Associates. On the front 9, get an in-dash double-din DVD player with Bluetooth for only $300, or a rear seat entertainment starting at $399. At the turn, take advantage of a turbo liner spray-in bed liner for $350, or subwoofer systems starting at $250. And on the back 9, get any iPod integration under the sun. Automotive Restyling Associates is better than the 19th hole for savings. Whether it's a road trip, errands, or just back and forth from soccer practice, make the trip comfortable with a new DVD player, an entertainment center, or iPod integration. All at incredible savings at Automotive Restyling Associates. 12741 South Redwood Road in Riverton, or call 801-266-1552. Again, that's 801-266-1552.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
Welcome back to Energy Solutions Arena. Sean O'Connell and Steve Vitek on 1280 The Zone, where it's 7-7. Chris Bocage back to receive a kick off the nets here. He'll bring it out of his own end zone. And he's brought down right at the goal line. He was running laterally trying to break this thing around the right side. And on the tackle there, let me grab a number for you. That was 52. William Patterson, the linebacker, on a great special teams tackle.
I think that was just a case of the return was unfortunately on the wrong side from where the ball was caught off the net and taken back there, because he had a long way to go trying to get across the other side of the field with that one.
Nice special teams play will set up a long field for Tommy Grady and this Blaze offense. They're on their own 1-yard line going out. He'll take the snap in his own end zone. He's got Al Vance Robinson and Ernie Pierce to his left. Pierce in motion. Tommy Grady throws a quick one out to the 10-yard line, and it's Ernie Pierce. Almost the first down, not quite.
First and goal in your own 1 line, those are the plays you like to see them come out with. Get a little breathing room, get out of your own end zone, and hopefully open up the field now.
Absolutely, and that, of course, makes Tommy Grady's job a little bit easier and allows Matt Sock to open the playbook a little more. Aaron LeSueur out to the left. Tommy Grady under center here. Al Vance Robinson will be in motion on the right side. Grady drops back, looks downfield to Al Vance Robinson. His feet got tangled up with the defensive back. It was number 20, Cameron McGlenn, on the coverage there. Utah Blaze fans wanted a flag, but no laundry on the field.
No, I think that was just a hitch and go set up there by Al Vance Robinson, but defender there had no take on that, and they just kind of, unfortunately, like you said, got their feet tangled up a little bit there.
So it'll be 3rd and short for the Utah Blaze. Ernie Pearson motion. Tommy Grady will sneak this one, and he gets plenty, about 3 yards on the carry. Tommy Grady with that big old frame, sometimes he can just lean forward for a first.
You know, it's funny, I talked about it with him last night on the coach's show, and he's in the top 10 in the league in rushing yards per game, but it's all on quarterback sneaks.
You know he loves that stat, top 10 in the league in rushing. Not known for being fleet of foot as a quarterback is Tommy Grady. He's got Al Vance Robinson motion to his right. Tommy Grady will drop back. Nice protection. He'll go downfield, and Robinson is just a little bit too long for Al Vance Robinson.
I'll tell you what, those routes last week in Jacksonville, Tommy and Al Vance were hooking up nicely on those. There was several times Al Vance was able to get behind the defenders, and Tommy just laid it in there for about 3 really long plays last week.
Well, the Blaze fans will hope they can find that same chemistry tonight because, of course, the Barnstormers are a team that's very beatable, as proven just a month ago on the Barnstormers' home field out there in Iowa. Grady takes the snap, stumbles a little bit. He'll throw this one over the middle to Ernie Pierce. That's the big body of Ernie Pierce out at midfield. Another Blaze first down right at that midfield logo.
Yeah, it looked like Iowa just kind of settled into a 2-deep zone there, and Ernie Pierce just finding a little hole right underneath in the middle of the field, and kind of an easy pitch and catch there for Tommy and Ernie.
You know, Ernie's one of the guys who you can send over the middle because of that big body. He used to play in the Big 12. You know, that's where his college ball was done. And he's not scared of a little bit of contact, so a great middle-of-the-field type receiver. Grady back. Nice protection, a little bit of pressure here. He'll throw this ball away.
Yeah, that play looked like it was a little slow to develop right there, and Tommy just trying to buy some time, but unfortunately didn't have enough time to see anything get open. I think everything kind of opened up away from him the way he was rolling, but he wisely just threw it away, lived to play another down.
Credit number 57 at the defensive end position for the Barnstormers, David Bedford, with some great closing speed as he got away from, who was that on the block there? Hicks. Aaron LeSueur in motion to the right. Tommy Grady will drop back, step up in the pocket, flag on the field, but the pass is complete to Al Vance Robinson. Confusing situation there, Steve. 2 balls on the field.
Yeah, it was an extra ball on the field. We're used to seeing a yellow spot on the field, not another brown spot, but fortunately for the Blaze, that didn't stop the play.
Unfortunately, the laundry is holding
exactly
back in the offensive backfield, and so march that completion all the way back about 22 yards, it looks like. The total negation of that play, it'll be 2nd and 20.
I'd say one of the things I give the credit to the Blaze offense is they don't really get distraught when you get a 2nd and long situation like this. They feel a lot of comfort, a lot of positivity in their offense, and they just take it as a challenge.
Number 20 out there, Chris Bocage at the wide receiver position for the first time tonight. Tommy Grady takes a snap, drops back. He looks for Al Vance Robinson and sailed that one over Al Vance's head.
Yeah, that's not the one you want to throw high when you're throwing to Al Vance Robinson. He's not the tallest guy, but that one kind of looked like he got his elbow under it or something and just floated it out there.
Yeah, that one got away from Tommy Grady, and he knew it as soon as he threw that ball. You saw him clap his hands and maybe say a colorful word in frustration.
Maybe looking for a turf monster that got caught up in his feet or something there.
It'll be 3rd and 20 for the Utah Blaze from their own 15-yard line. Tommy Grady takes a snap, rolls back, steps up in the pocket, finds Al Vance Robinson out to the 20-yard line, but it'll still be 4th and about 7 here.
Yeah, last week the Blaze were perfect on 4th down, so it's going to be an early challenge for them here, but the nice play on 3rd down makes it 4th and manageable.
Even on a 4th and 7, if you're new to the arena game, you won't hear about anybody punting on the short field.
Not especially in the Ron James run team. He's not even going to settle for field goal attempts.
So it'll be 4th and 7, 20-yard line going in for the Utah Blaze. Aaron LeSueur to the right. Ernie Pierce and Al Vance Robinson to the left. Tommy Grady sacked back at midfield. Big number 44, that's Rodney Nat. Just came in. Who was supposed to block him?
Yeah, unfortunately, you could see that one coming from up here, and Tommy wasn't able to find an open receiver in time, but Nat laid it on him, and fortunately, I guess the good thing was Tommy was able to hold on to the ball that time.
Yeah, able to hold on to the ball and able to get up and walk away without too much ill effect, it appears. And it'll be Barnstormers' ball just inside of midfield on the nice defensive play by Rodney Nat.
I think that the Blaze need to work on is their coin toss calls. They seem to start. I think we've had this is our 6th game, and I believe 5 of them we started with the ball and start the game.
Of course, you want to be able to defer and take that first possession of the second half, hopefully get a 2-for-1 at the end of the first half if possible. Score late and then get that opening kickoff and get another quick score to start the second half, but not the case right now for the Utah Blaze. 7-7, Barnstormers threatening again, already starting out the offensive possession past midfield. And, Steve, that's the exact kind of defensive play on a 4th down you want to see the Utah Blaze making.
Yeah, that's the thing that unfortunately haven't been getting. Like I said, the Blaze defense has been making a lot of big plays, especially up front, leading the league in sacks, I think, with 19 now. And I think the second-place team is maybe 8 behind them. Wow. So great improvement on the defensive front this season. But again, it comes down to those 3rd and 4th downs. You got to be able to hold the team, get the defense off the field, get the ball back in the hands of the offense, and make plays from there. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, that's just kind of been the Achilles heel of the Blaze defense this year.
Well, you talk about that defensive front. Mike Lewis, T.J. Raymond, Caesar Rayford, the backbone of this Blaze defense. And it's the guys behind them that have been, called out a couple times by this coaching staff. Ron James and Michael Brown, the defensive coordinator, have said, hey, fellas, if your defensive line is giving you great pressure, you need to be able to hold on that coverage. And they're talking to guys like Will Mulder and Carlton Brown and David Highland and saying, let's get your job done, and we'll go away with a win.
Yeah, it's just coming down to communication. We feel like we got great athletes back there in the backfield. It's just a matter of those guys communicating with each other, being on the same page when the play is called, and making the same reads. So, get the guys coached up in the week. And the big thing that Coach James preaches to these guys is trust what you see on film. When you take it onto the field, trust what you see in front of you, that's what you've seen all week long. And as long as you trust what you see, then you're able to be a step quicker and make those plays.
It's interesting in the outdoor game, Steve, we talk so much about the recovery speed of a defensive back and being able to make up for those mistakes or those missteps with closing speed. In the arena game, it's such a bang-bang offense. One false step, and you can be in real trouble, and that can turn into a scoring play.
Exactly. Everything happens so fast in the arena league. You just got to be on point every time.
J.J. Ratterink will take a snap here. First down inside the Blaze half of the field, and he'll throw the throwback here, and it's 34 out of the backfield. That's Rodney Filer on the touchdown, well-designed play there for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah, they took advantage of that aggressive defense at front of the Blaze and were able to get it out to the old veteran there, Rodney Filer. He's actually a former teammate of mine, and he's been around for a lot of years in the Arena Football League, and there's none better at slipping out on that screen and making a great play like that than Rodney is.
So it'll be 13-7 pending the extra point. Rodney Filer able to get into the end zone. Snap is back. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7 at Energy Solutions Arena. Frustrating turn of events for the Utah Blaze. A big sack turns into 7 more Barnstormers points. We'll be right back on 1280 The Zone.
The Anniversary Inn is like no other experience. It's a touch of elegance, a hint of adventure. Here you can talk, find direction, or simply relax. At the Anniversary Inn, close the door on your everyday world, then open one of our doors and be swept away to a time and place you've only dreamed about. Join elephants on a trek to India. Go on safari through Africa. Search out lost treasures in the pyramids of Egypt. There are 2 Anniversary Inn locations conveniently located in downtown Salt Lake City. Come to the Anniversary Inn, where every stay is a story. Create yours here.
The Old Spaghetti Factory serves delicious complete meals in a unique atmosphere with affordable prices. They have the perfect setting for families and groups and offer banquet rooms and catering for your special events. With 3 locations in Trolley Square, Orem, and Taylorsville. The Old Spaghetti Factory. It's where to wind up. For additional information, please go to www.osf.com.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
Utah Blaze football on 1280 The Zone. Sean O'Connell and Steve Vidatek here at Energy Solutions Arena, where the Blaze trail the Barnstormers in the early goings. 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Chris Bocage will take this one off the net and bring it out of his own end zone. Nice special teams pressure there by the Iowa Barnstormers again, and Bocage, the return specialist, only able to get out to the 11-yard line. But a decent start here for Tommy Grady in the Blaze offense.
Yeah, the kicker, Kamei, for Iowa is doing a great job of putting that ball low off the net, and then that last one put it in the slack net, making it a little tougher return for Chris Bocage to get it off the net and get his momentum going upfield. So good early start by special teams of Iowa, keeping Chris Bocage one of the top returners in the league under check.
And give credit where it's due. John Mooring on the special teams play came down and blew up a couple of blockers, facilitating a tackle only about 6 yards further downfield. Those things add up later on in the game. Al Vance Robinson in motion. Nice little swing pass out to Aaron LeSueur. Number 22 getting involved early. About a 6-yard gain there. A quick little hit. Matt Salk in this offense trying to get rolling bit by bit.
Yeah, John Mooring, a big fullback linebacker on that, running down on that special teams. He's going to outweigh Aaron LeSueur on that coverage, and he's kind of just running through and disrupting that whole thing.
6 foot, 225. Looks a little heavier than that. A rookie out of Georgia Southern. Tommy Grady back. Nice protection. He'll go downfield for Aaron LeSueur. Flag on the play, but a touchdown for the Utah Blaze.
I'm not sure what that flag's for, but that was a nice move there. A little post move for Aaron LeSueur on that. Easy catch for him for the touchdown. That's going to be a legal defense. That's play will stand.
The touchdown will stand. Penalty is declined. Touchdown Blaze. 2 quick hits to Aaron LeSueur, and the fan favorite gets the Blaze back into a potential tie.
Yeah, the outside receivers there just running little quick stops there, making it kind of a one-on-one up the middle of the field with Aaron LeSueur and the defender, and he'll win that more times than not.
Kyle Brotsman will be back to kick here. Snap is down, kick is up, and good. Brotsman so efficient on the extra points this year, and that's something that the Blaze struggled with last year. You leave points on the board, and that's just a pet peeve for Coach James, but Brotsman getting it done this year.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. You know, the thing that kind of differentiated him in our eyes last year was some of the kickers that we brought in early on in the season. They started off well, but they kind of struggled later on down the road when they missed an extra point. That one extra point would turn into 2 or 3 or sometimes, and that's what you can't have as a kicker in the Arena Football League. But Kyle, both this year and when he came in last year, he struggled a little bit at the start, but he always gets stronger as everything goes along. You see it the last 2 weeks and where we've needed those extra points coming down the stretch, and he's nailing every one of them.
Kyle Brotsman, the former Boise State kicker, efficient on the extra points for the Utah Blaze here. 14-14 tie, 1 minute and 11 seconds left as we honor one of our soldiers down here on the Energy Solutions floor, Tim Dollyfield. And this is one of the great things about Blaze football. I know all of you out there listening on the radio, you can't see this, but every soul in the building on their feet to honor one of our military servicemen. And all the families, the little kids, look at that. Everybody having a great time out here.
Yeah, the Arena Football League as a whole, that's kind of a new initiative they've got going on to recognize a soldier, somebody served in the armed forces that has contributed to great things to this country so that we can all enjoy the freedoms that we do. And the Arena Football League itself is a big proponent of the Wounded Warrior Project. And we also have our military nights that we do. Actually, the next one's coming up, the May 26th game. So anybody with military background that's currently serving or has served can come out, get a free Blaze ticket, and enjoy the game.
Why not? Bring the whole family. Thousands of people coming out for the game tonight. Heck, you're battling one of the most beautiful nights of the year. We've still got a great atmosphere here in Energy Solutions Arena.
Yeah, I love these fans here in Utah. The Blaze fans are great. You get the rowdies going on in the fire pit. They're a great kind of a momentum swinger for the Blaze in a lot of instances. But great fans here. They know the game. They're very knowledgeable, and great to have them.
And Coach James will jump into that fire pit after a win. Kyle Brossman kicks this one off. It'll go off the slack net, bounce around a little bit, and that'll be a touchback.
You talk about those fans, that's an instance of the knowledge that they have right there. They know very well that ball comes down in the slack net. They're going to touch it, try to grab it, whatever they can do that eliminates the possibility of a return for the visiting team. So, but you see that same thing happen in the with the Blaze on a return. They'll let that ball go every time so that the Blaze have that opportunity.
That's the knowledgeable fan base that you mentioned. J.J. Ratterink and this Barnstormers offense now sitting at a tie game again, 14-14. Less than 1 minute left here in the first quarter. They'll be on the 5-yard line coming out, as is the rule, after a touchback here in the Arena Football League. He's got Schmidt to his left, a couple of big bodies out there to his right, including Chris Matthews. That ball goes shy of Chris Matthews. Incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the thing about J.J. Ratterink, you've got to get pressure on him. If you do that early and consistent, he's gonna hurry his throws. He's gonna make inconsistent throws, and that's the thing that happens. That's what the Blaze defensive line has been able to create this year. Like we said, unfortunately, it hasn't converted to many stops, but they are making big plays. So if they can continue to have the success like they did a month ago, we'll see good things from the defense again.
Jacob Hardwick and Joe Mortensen are the Blaze linebackers, 35 and 42 respectively. Ratterink drops back in his own end zone, a little bit of pressure, and that looks like a holding penalty. Holding in the end zone, a safety call, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll see where they do that. The flag is actually sitting right on the goal line, so we'll see how this one is ruled.
And Mike Lewis thinks that he was held in the end zone.
We're talking to defensive coordinator Mike Brown. Okay, so it wasn't in the end zone, but they're going to decline the penalty, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. So that's the case right there where the penalty is only going to gain you about 2.5 yards. So
sure,
just take the loss down and call it a day.
3rd down and 10 on the incomplete pass. The penalty was not in the end zone like I thought it was. The Barnstormers will take a timeout. Oh, no, excuse me. That's the end of the first quarter. Tie game, 14-14. Blaze Barnstormers. We'll take a quick break and come back with Blaze football. Sean O'Connell and Steve Vitek on 1280 The Zone.
Stop! Don't make your next truck or car payment.
Stop! Don't make your next car payment because Gene Harvey Chevrolet needs your trade-in now.
Used vehicle values have skyrocketed.
Plus, you've seen the nationally advertised Chevy Cruze for as little as just $159 a month with a 24-month lease.
Or a new Malibu for just $179 a month.
Even an extended cab Silverado for as little as $329 a month.
Hurry to Gene Harvey today.
Gene Harvey Chevrolet.
In American Fork.
Don't do it. Don't buy an expensive proprietary phone system that will be out of date next week and cost a fortune to maintain. Hi, this is Robert Brown, president of YipTel. The YipTel revolution means that there is no equipment to buy or to maintain. And with innovative cloud-based technologies for businesses of all sizes, we offer the lowest possible prices. If you think you're paying too much for your business phones and for your phone service, you're probably right. So join the revolution and call YipTel today at 801-428-1800.
Or go online to YipTel.com.
The Old Spaghetti Factory serves delicious complete meals in a unique atmosphere with affordable prices. They have the perfect setting for families and groups and offer banquet rooms and catering for your special events. With 3 locations in Trolley Square, Orem, and Taylorsville. The Old Spaghetti Factory. It's where to wind up. For additional information, please go to www.osf.com.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
1280 The Zone, home of Utah Blaze football. Sean O'Connell joined by Steve Vitek. Tie game at the end of the first quarter. Utah Blaze and Iowa Barnstormers rematch. And the last time a month ago, the Utah Blaze were able to beat up on this Barnstormers team. And right now, we're all knitted up. Tommy Grady so far 6 of 10 for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's been sacked once. J.J. Ratterink, another one of those top Arena Football League quarterbacks. He's only 4 of 10 on the night, but he also has 2 touchdowns, including a long 35-yarder that was a 4th down conversion.
That's that backbreaker you don't want to see.
We've got a 3rd and 10 situation. Utah Blaze declining a holding penalty on the last play because it only would have gained him about 2.5 yards on a half the distance to the goal type scenario. So it'll be 3rd and 10 for this Utah Blaze defense. Mike Lewis, Caesar Rayford, TJ Raymond putting the pressure on JJ Ratterink. Ratterink's got a man in motion. He'll drop back and go downfield deep. Carlton Brown on the coverage, and that one falls harmlessly to the turf. So it'll be 4th down for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Nice physical play again by Carlton Brown, but that brings up that 4th down that we've talked about so many times. So we'll see if the Blaze defense can step up and make a play here. Actually, the kicker's coming on the field, so we'll see how this plays out. This is going to be a long field goal attempt from here. It's going to be about a 60-yard attempt.
Interesting. Craig Kamei, 5'11", 195 pounds, out of UT Chattanooga. Couple of years of pro experience under his belt, and he'll try and boot this long one. Chris Bocage, of course, is back deep. He can field this one as a live ball.
And they're going to back it up even more. Play clock runs out.
Flag on the play for a delay of game penalty.
I think this is one the Blaze will accept.
Man. So his team not helping him out. Craig Kamei all the way back at his own 2.5. We'll try and put this one. Steve, how wide are those uprights?
9 feet wide. Thing you have to watch out here for, though, is watch for him doing some kind of little chip shot that his guys can maybe go down and recover. So as long as the Blaze defense stays on their toes on this one.
Now it is a live ball.
It is a chip right
there. That's exactly, but Carlton Brown with the heads-up play
right there.
Gets back to the 15-yard line, fields it. Doesn't try and be a hero, just fields that ball successfully. Great field position for Tommy Grady in the Blaze offense.
I like to see how the holder was holding that, because that ball came off awful interesting there for a ball that was supposedly put on the ground. That ball kind of came straight up in the air, didn't it?
It looked like a bit of a soft pitch.
It looked like he had a flop shot going there.
Sort of
like
a knuckleball there. Maybe a little gamesmanship by the Iowa Barnstormers. But Carlton Brown with the heads-up play puts his offense in great field position. Tommy Grady on the 15-yard line going in. He'll have Aaron LeSueur in motion, turning it into a trips right formation. He'll throw this one out to the sideline. Ernie Pierce puts a move on. A lot of motion for about 3-yard gain there, but every little bit helps.
Yeah, I think the Iowa Barnstormers were in a bit of a pretty good zone defense right there, and basically taking Tommy, finding what he could, and Ernie Pierce off to the flat, and Ernie working really hard to get those 3 yards on that play.
Big Alex Michael in for the Utah Blaze. He'll line up as the fullback in this backfield. That's just a 6'2", 315-pound fullback. Tommy Grady will drop back, look for Ernie Pierce again. Nice move put on by Ernie. He gets about another 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, Ernie looked like he had a good inside cutback set up there, but I don't know if he was kind of wrong-footed coming off of that, but he couldn't get his feet stopped quick enough to make a move on the defender.
Barnstormers a very sure tackling team so far in this game. You're not seeing them miss tackles.
That brings up 3rd down. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 here for the Blaze offense.
Tommy Grady will break the huddle with Al Vance Robinson to his right and Ernie Pierce right next to Al Vance. Aaron LeSueur will go in motion. Same play that we saw on 1st down. And this time, the Barnstormers sniff it out again. 4th down coming up. Short loss, it looks like, for the Blaze.
Looks like they're going to give him about half a yard, but I'm not sure if he didn't get a little bit more than that. But brings up an interesting play right here, because if he'd have been able to gain another yard at least on that play, then you might have set up that quarterback keeper for Tommy and get those 1 or 2 yards. But 2 yards is a long way to ask for a quarterback keeper.
Effectively a long 2 here on about the 7-yard line. Trips left for Tommy Grady in this offense. Aaron LeSueur in motion. Grady looks left, steps up in the pocket, dumps it down. Aaron LeSueur can't pluck that one off the turf. Incomplete pass. Turnover on downs.
That's not what you want to see coming off a defensive stop there by the Blaze defense. And Tommy, I think, would like to have that one back, because he had LeSueur open in the end zone there, but he was kind of running and breaking tackles there at the same time, and just kind of threw it a little bit lower than he wanted to.
So an unfortunate turn of events for the Utah Blaze after the great field position, not able to get into the end zone. Still a tie game, 14-14 here, and the turnover on downs will allow J.J. Ratterink and this Iowa Barnstormers offense to take over on their own 7-yard line going out.
Man, I know Coach James wants to have that offensive possession back right there. That just, Blaze offense right there, just having to settle for a lot of short passes. But like you said, Iowa defense doing a great job of sure tackling, not allowing to get any yards after the catch. And that's kind of a heartbreaker. You get that early stop on the defensive side, on the offensive side of the ball for the Blaze, I should say. You follow it up with a nice stop by the Blaze defense, and you're able to get back on track. But unfortunately, the Blaze offense not able to keep it going.
You know, and of course, one of the risks about a turn of events like that, Steve, is that your defense gets a great stop, doesn't see any results on the scoreboard from it, can cause your defensive group to become somewhat dejected. But I'm looking down at the body language on the field now. These guys are milling around like a bunch of hungry sharks.
Yeah, they play like that all the time, and you hope that the defensive backfield can make their plays that they need to and, kind of reward those guys up front for the hard work they do. That Blaze defensive line, I love watching those guys play. You got Jacob Hardwick, Mike Lewis, Caesar Rayford, and all those guys up there. They just, the motors never stop on those guys, and that's something you love to see on the defensive side of the ball.
Roosevelt Falls will come in at the linebacker position. First-year man out of Louisiana Tech, listed at 6'1", 232 pounds. A lot of Utah Aggie fans will know about him because he was a beast in the WAC.
He's a great athlete.
J.J. Rattering completes this one out to Schmidt yet again. Schmidt gets to about the 15-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. Not quite 8, 7.
Jay Schmidt, he's a solid receiver. I love watching that guy play the game. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Aaron Boone type player. He's just a very reliable receiver, very perfect in his routes, able to get open all the time, and obviously he's a great red zone guy too, and he reminds me a lot of the Aaron Boone that the Blaze fans will remember.
Aaron Boone is actually in the house tonight. I saw him crutching down the stairs after his operation. J.J. Rattering will take the snap, throw this one out to the sideline, and it's the big man himself, Chris Matthews, but a great tackle there by Carlton Brown.
Great tackle by Carlton Brown, but unfortunately they're going to get the forward progress on that, and it's going to give them enough for the first down. But good sure tackling right there. We want to make the visiting team, the Iowa Barnstormers, want to make them work for their possessions. We don't want to give up those big plays like we did on the one earlier. We can have one of those every now and then, but for the most part, you want to make those guys work for their touchdowns and work for their yards.
Rattering breaks the huddle with Schmidt, Matthews, Filer. He'll drop back. Pressured again by Mike Lewis, and Mike Lewis will bring down J.J. Rattering. Another sack for that Blaze defensive front.
Mike Lewis running the hoop right there, never quitting, able to get off the block, and J.J. Rattering just tried to get out but wasn't in time. Mike Lewis able to get that big arm wrapped around him and make the play.
I was talking about Mike Lewis during the pregame show. This is a guy who came to the Utah Blaze as a linebacker, transitioned seamlessly to that defensive end position, and just plays with incredible motor.
Well, that's the thing about all those guys. They're kind of at that same size where, we can rotate those guys around from defensive end to linebacker, whatever. It's unbelievable. And the motors that they have are just, great to see.
And the pitch this time goes out to Filer, a rare run play here in arena football. He gets about 3 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 9. He's forced out against the boards by a slew of Blaze tacklers.
Let's look for that Blaze defense. Like you said, those guys are hungry. They're playing hard, and they want to get the Blaze offense back on the field so they can take a break.
3 receivers out to J.J. Rattering's right. He'll have Schmidt in motion. Takes the snap, drops back. Nice spin move by Mike Lewis. Gets some pressure. Another big hit. Schmidt catches that one down at the 15. Gets up off of the turf and waltzes into the end zone. There's a flag back in the offensive backfield.
Goodness gracious, there was a lot of things going on in that play.
I'm not seeing a touchdown signal yet either. No whistle. Schmidt able to get up off the turf. No contact. And he waltzes into the end zone. Now we're waiting to see what this penalty is.
Illegal defense, so the play's going to stand. God, that was one of those that was so close. The defense was able to come up. Rattering took a big old hit, but he was able to get enough on it to get it to the receiver for the touchdown. Schmidt on that play.
He throws that one off his back foot on a broken play. Schmidt makes a very heads-up catch, gets himself up off the turf, and it was 39 for the Utah Blaze. Roosevelt Falls, who we just talked about, coming on the blitz. And Mike Lewis almost got the sack before that, but Raderink with a heads-up play, a veteran quarterback.
That's just one of those plays you kind of get looking because there's so many things going on. You see something's about to happen, and unfortunately it was a negative for the Blaze defense. But again, they're getting a lot of pressure on there. They're making plays happen, but then you just have a breakdown. All it takes is one breakdown in this game for something big to happen for the opposing offense, and that's what's happening right now.
Even more unfortunate on that play, Carlton Brown went limping off. We'll get an update on that as soon as we find out more. Hopefully just walking off a minor injury there. Kamei will be out here to kick the extra point. It's 20-14. 8 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first half. Kick is up and good. 21-14. Iowa Barnstormers on top of the Utah Blaze. You're listening to the home of the Blaze. It's 1280 The Zone.
Dear ladies, do you ever sit around talking about tools? No? Then the 10 manly calories and 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper 10 aren't for you. Can you tie any knots besides a bow? Do you have a particular fascination with the word torque? If you said no, then Dr. Pepper 10 isn't for you, because that's our stuff. And Dr. Pepper 10 is our soda. It's only 10 manly calories, packed with all 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. It's everything men want, so you can keep the lady stuff and the lady drinks. We're good. Dr. Pepper 10. It's not for women.
Pitbull now with Bud Light, about to show you how together we turn up the party. Here's your party at 50% with your friends. Your party at 70% with your friends and beautiful women. Now check this out. With your friends, beautiful women, Bud Light, and my music, your party's at 150%. Here we go. Turn up the volume of your party. Dial it when you combine Bud Light with Mr. Worldwide. Here we go.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Enjoy responsibly.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
12-8 in The Zone, Utah Blaze football. I'm Sean O'Connell, joined by Steve Vidatek. 21-14. Iowa Barnstormers lead the Utah Blaze. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. J.J. Raderink made a heads-up play right as he was about to get hit, threw off his back foot right before contact and was able to find Schmidt, who made another heads-up play, peeling himself up off the turf and running into the end zone.
Yeah, just another one of those examples of the Blaze defense being oh so close, but just not close enough. And things going right for the Iowa Barnstormers on the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see if the Blaze defense can keep fighting. I know they're going to, but see if they can create that break that gets the momentum back on the side of them. That was one of the things in the first go-around in Iowa, actually, that they were able to do. They were able to create those stops early, make things happen, and get some advantages in the possessions going early.
And, you know, this is a Blaze team that prides themselves on playing well in front of the home crowd, prides themselves on taking advantage of opportunities, especially in front of these home fans. You know that Coach James is giving his boys an earful down there on the field, and they're going to get this thing turned around, especially in front of the home fans.
Yeah, that's the thing that Coach James preaches every year when the things start up, is these guys always want to protect the home field. They want to win every game, but the home field is a must. You have to protect your home field. You have to come out and make the plays, make the fans happy, and go get away with a win.
Kamei will put this one on the tee and kick it off. It's Chris Bocage back there to field it off the net. And so far we've seen the Iowa Barnstormers kickoff team limit Chris Bocage, who is quite a game breaker typically.
Yeah, some great kicks so far by Kamei. We'll see how this one comes off the net, but if he keeps hitting them like he is, it's going to be a tough night all night.
Bocage will take this one a little more friendly off the net. Bringing it up the right side of the field. A little miscommunication by his blockers, but he's able to get it out to about the 17-yard line anyway.
And the one thing I love about Chris Bocage is you see a lot of those guys that take the ball off the net. They're speed guys, obviously, and they're kind of more finesse guys. They're trying to look for that seam and break it through. But Chris Bocage, he'll get up there. He doesn't mind getting physical, and if he doesn't have a seam, he's going to try to run over somebody and get into the open field.
It's funny. You're right. If he doesn't have a seam, he'll try and make one by putting his shoulder down and running through somebody. And he's not the biggest guy on the field, certainly.
He's one of the toughest, though.
Al Vance Robinson in motion. Tommy Grady will take the snap and drop back. He'll look right to Aaron LeSueur. Throw that one. Aaron LeSueur crossing. Gets away from a tackler. Goes against the boards. He's about face mask, it looks like. You see the flag come in. Aaron LeSueur gets down to the 13-yard line.
Great route there by Aaron, but you could clearly see that his head got jerked around almost to a 90-degree angle there from where it was. And it was clearly off face mask, and great flag there.
So add some on to the end of that run. Another big play by Aaron LeSueur. And, hey, Tommy Grady has had some success looking up number 22 so far.
Yeah, Aaron, we talked about it last game. He's got the, wow, look at that head getting whipped around there on the replay. That was a lot more than 90 degrees on that one.
Good thing he's got some flexibility in that neck.
Yeah, but Aaron LeSueur, he's definitely got that comfort pattern with Tommy and finding that open seam and getting the ball to him. We saw that last week with 7 touchdowns.
3 receivers to his right. Flag on the play, and maybe a beneficial stoppage right there. 5-yard penalty on the offense here.
False start. We'll take that, though, to maintain possession of the ball.
Tommy Grady may be a little confused by the whistle, but he fumbled that snap, so we'll just let that one lie. So it'll be first down yet again. 11-yard line going in, excuse me. Tommy Grady will take the snap. He's got LeSueur in motion. He throws that one just over the hands of Alvance Robinson.
Kind of wondering who he was actually throwing that one to. It was he had Alvance Robinson kind of cutting underneath, but he had Aaron LeSueur cutting to the back corner, and looked like Alvance got his hands on it, but I'm not sure that wasn't meant for Aaron LeSueur a little deeper.
I'm not sure either, and maybe a little more touch on it if he had thrown that one to Aaron LeSueur, but as it stands, the pass goes incomplete. We're looking at a second down, 11-yard line going in for the Utah Blaze. They trail 21-14, 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Tommy Grady drops back, flag on the play in the area of holding. He'll throw this one away, out of bounds. We'll see what this flag is about, but that's usually where the holding comes in. Offensive line indicating that this one might actually be on the Barnstormers. Defensive holding on the play. Ernesto Pernsley is indignant over there for the Iowa Barnstormers, but defensive holding is the call. First down, Blaze.
We'll take that one anytime. Get that automatic first down here. Makes it first and goal at the 6-yard line. So see how the Blaze offense there. That's kind of a good position for him. That's kind of, you want to definitely, you got room to throw that ball, especially with the Aaron LeSueur last week having the 7 touchdowns like we talked about, but under 95 yards. So this is kind of prime territory for him.
Alvance Robinson in motion, takes a nice little swing pass out right. Great defensive play. Who is that? Number 6 for the Iowa Barnstormers. Jason Simpson ran right through the block of Ernie Pierce, sniffed that play out perfectly.
Yeah, that great defensive form tackling there by the Iowa Barnstormers, able to keep that thing from turning into anything. That was actually a loss of a yard on that play. So the Blaze offense got to look to get this one in the end zone. Those little out routes right now, they're just kind of sitting on those. Those aren't working. So see what Matt Salk draws up on this one.
Second and goal for the Blaze from the 7. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Tommy Grady drops back, steps up. Ernie Pierce into the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Blaze.
Was that a nice little touch pass for an arena football game or not? You're not going to see a pass like that in the outdoor game.
No, that was a nice little, it looked more like a basketball pass on a man breaking to the hoop, but it got the job done. Tommy Grady puts that one up where only Ernie Pierce can reach it. Touchdown, Blaze. 5 minutes left in the first half, and it's 20-21 pending the extra point. Kyle Brotzman will line this one up for the extra point. Again, he's been efficient, and when he misses, he usually recovers quickly. Snap is back, hold is down. Kick is up and good. 21-21, all tied up yet again here at Energy Solutions Arena. Utah Blaze, Iowa Barnstormers. It's 1280, the Zone.
Football and wings. Football and Wingnuts wings. Whether you're going to the game, watching the game, or thinking of the game, get your wings at Wingnuts. With 12 locations in Utah, 18 different sauces from mild to purgatory, and 72 possible combinations. Wingnuts baking process delivers wings moist on the inside and crisp on the outside. The perfect wing and no added grease. Wingnuts. For chicken wings, hog wings, ice-cold beverages, TVs, and a good time. For the restaurant nearest you, visit bakedwingsarebetter.com. Wingnuts is paradise on wings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Scholl, head team physician for the Utah Blaze. From the elite professional to the weekend warrior, we all get injured from time to time. At Endurance Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we're here to help with injuries, rehabilitation, and prevention. Our team is highly skilled and experienced in diagnosing and implementing treatment programs. As a physician and an athlete, I know the importance of working with each patient to determine their fitness goals, to get them back in the game and doing the things they love.
Find out more at www.enduranceortho.com or by calling 801-424-5042.
KZNS AM, Salt Lake City, Ogden, Provo. KZNS FM, Colville, and 960 KOVO, Provo. This is 1280 and 97.5. The Zone. Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
1280 The Zone. It's Utah Blaze football all tied up 21-21. Iowa Barnstormers visiting and looking for revenge against the Utah Blaze team that beat them up on their home field just 1 month ago. We just saw a nice little touch pass from Tommy Grady to Ernie Pierce to tie this game off. Kyle Brotzman will line it up with his special teams for a kickoff here. Back deep to receive will be Jason Simpson for the Iowa Barnstormers. Onside kick attempt here. Fielded comfortably by the Barnstormers. And that is Chris Matthews, the sure-handed receiver, big body guy out of Kentucky, able to pull that in. Risky move there by Coach Ron James, but you'll see him take those risks.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where he's trying to get the ball to turn over his way, kind of create his own turnover, so to speak. But that was a great kick, actually, by Brotzman. He's gotten so much better over the last half season or so of getting those pop-ups up in the air like that. But the Blaze, I think Aaron LeSueur was running down to make the big hit, and he got just blocked enough where he wasn't able to get a clean hit on that.
So Raderink will take the snap, drop back, forced out of the pocket, and dashed against the board. Big number 42 makes him pay the price. That's Joe Mortensen out of Kansas, 260-pound linebacker.
Raderink looked like he was curling up about 2 yards before he got hit on that one.
Oh, man.
That was one of those, he knew it was coming, and he was trying to get to the boards as fast as he could.
When you see big Joe Mortensen bearing down on you, you're hoping for a slide rule.
Joe Mortensen, he's a linebacker out of Kansas. He's got that nasty side to him. We were excited to get him on the field, see what he could do.
Raderink has three receivers out to his right, including Schmidt, his favorite. It's Filer on the carry again. They're using the run game more than we see, and he gets a nice little gain for a first down.
And Rodney Filer, he's that wily old veteran that we talked about earlier, where he's got that ability to make that run and make them clean and get some good yards out of it. And that's one thing, we talk about the Blaze offense and the short yardage, and Tommy Grady being one of the leaders in the league in offensive rushing yards. But since Ben Stallings went out after a couple games, that's the Blaze rushing game has really kind of fallen off.
Big Ben Stallings, one of those fan favorites. Folks were sad to see him out of the lineup. Another run here to Filer. He'll cut it back inside. Just shy of the end zone here. He gets down to about the 1 yard line. Not even that one, about the half yard line.
Yeah, Rodney just running. He's just looking patiently for an opening there and finds it and gets as much yard as he can out of that. What do you think about those Iowa Barnstormer helmets?
I like them. If you haven't seen them, the gold helmets with the goggles on them, like the old Barnstorming pilots that the team is named for.
It's one of my favorite all-time helmets in the Arena Football League.
Raderink will take the snap and hand this one off to Filer again. This time the Blaze come up with a big stop, and it's a committee stop. Mortensen there, Caesar Rayford there, big TJ Raymond pushing the whole offensive line back into the pile. Loss of yardage there for the Barnstormers.
Blaze defense looked like they were all over that one. Looked like they had that sniffed out from the get-go. And that's going to bring up a fourth down here. Big time, big play coming up.
Fourth down and goal from about the 4-yard line. J.J. Ratterink has Schmidt to his right, sends him in motion left. Here's the pass. This one sails on a deflection. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs.
That's what you want to see out of your Blaze defense right there.
Excuse us.
That was that? No, they said
that was a third down.
They said fourth down on the scoreboard, I thought. Maybe I was looking at the wrong column, but now we got fourth down.
Now it'll be 4th and 4. We'll replay it, people.
Let's do it again. Same thing. Blaze fans getting behind him here.
Ratterink's got Marco Thomas, Schmidt, and Chris Matthews to his left. He's pressured, throws it to the middle of the end zone. Incomplete, but a flag down.
That's not a flag you want to see right there. That's in the area of Mike Lewis laying on top of J.J. Ratterink. That's in the area of the late hit on the quarterback.
Roughing the passer.
Wow. And again, the backbreaker that you don't want to have from a Blaze defense.
That's the 4th time we've seen this Blaze defense come up with a mental error that breathes new life into the Barnstormer offense. And another flag. This one's going to be against Coach Ron James. Personal foul. Couple of choice words there. The entire team needs to get calmed down and try and get a stop. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first half for the Utah Blaze. On the half-yard line for the Barnstormers going in.
You want to see the Blaze kind of control their composure here. That's something that Blaze fans have kind of had question marks about some of the calls that have been made in the first few games, but now it's going to be a real-time goal line stand now.
Marco Thomas in motion. Ratterink will take it and keep it. He tries to get in, and he'll be sacked. Design QB run. Maybe don't call it a sack, but it's a tackle for a loss.
That's going to bring us to the 1 minute warning.
1 minute warning, 2nd and goal. Big stop. We'll take a quick one here on the whistle. It's 1280, home of the Utah Blaze. It's the zone.
Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia. Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia.
Wasatch Front Kia has an all-new showroom and service center built to better serve all of your automotive needs. And with Kias being such high-demand vehicles, you'll be amazed at what people are trading in these days. Stop by and test drive the 2012 Kia Soul, awarded the Best Buy Award for giving you the best value for your money starting at only $13,945. Lease a 2012 Kia Optima for as low as $189 per month on a 39-month lease OAC. Plus, you get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, too, at Wasatch Front Kia, the Kia store on Riverdale Road in Ogden.
Power to surprise, you won't believe your eyes. Kia, so much fun to drive. We'll make it so easy to buy your next car. We got the best deals, lowest prices by far. It's Kia, Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia.
And remember, we want to see you in a Kia.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
1280 The Zone, home of Utah Blaze football. We're tied 21-21 at the 1 minute warning. Iowa Barnstormers visiting Energy Solutions Arena to exact revenge on a Blaze team that beat them up only 1 month ago. Strange turn of events here after a big 4th down stop on an incomplete pass. Mike Lewis gets called for a roughing the passer penalty. And then to make things worse, Ron James called for a personal foul at half the distance to the goal on his protest over the original flag. J.J. Ratterink at the 1 yard line on a 2nd down. Pitches this one out to Filer. He's got running room. Big tackle. Highland came up for the tackle, but they'll give him the progress and spot it as a touchdown.
I'd like to see a replay of that one. It was close, but I didn't know if he got it in that clearly because they called that one right away.
David Highland came up from his spot in the defensive backfield. It looked like Filer had quite a bit of running room.
I don't know that I think his knee was down before he got that to the goal line. There's the red flag right there.
There's the red challenge flag inside the 1 minute warning here. 54 seconds left. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. We'll come back after a break with the verdict after a little bit of review. It's 1280, The Zone.
Stop! Don't make your next car payment.
Just stop making those payments on your current car or truck.
Stop! Don't make your next car payment because Gene Harvey Chevrolet needs your trade-in now.
No matter where you bought it, no matter what brand it is, Gene Harvey wants it.
Used vehicle values have skyrocketed again.
You ought to trade it in now.
With huge new rebates, trade-in bonuses, and Gene Harvey discounts, you'll save up to $9,000 on your new Chevy Silverado.
Or go for 0% financing for up to 72 months.
Plus, get an up to $2,750 trade-in bonus.
Plus, you've seen the nationally advertised 42-mile-per-gallon Chevy Cruze for as little as just $159 a month with a 24-month lease.
A new 33-mile-per-gallon Malibu for just $179 a month.
Even an extended cab Silverado 4x4 for as little as just $329 a month.
And hey, Gene Harvey needs your trade-in.
Hurry to Gene Harvey today.
Gene Harvey Chevrolet.
American Ford.
Pitbull, now with Bud Light, about to show you how together we turn up the party. Here's your party at 50% with your friends. Your party at 70% with your friends and beautiful women. Now check this out. With your friends, beautiful women, Bud Light, and my music, your party's at 150%. Here we go. Turn up the volume of your party. Dial it when you combine Bud Light with Mr. Worldwide. Here we go.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Enjoy responsibly.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
1280 The Zone, home of Utah Blaze football. I'm Sean O'Connell, joined by Steve Vidatek. 27-21 Iowa Barnstormers following a rushing touchdown by Filer. He took that one in. Rodney Filer carries it for about 2 yards for the touchdown. Coach Ron James throws the review flag, wants it to be double-checked, and we're still waiting for the final verdict here from the referees who are over there in the corner watching it on the jumbo screen.
And one of the cool things about the Arena Football League is if you happen to be at home watching this on the KMYU broadcast, they actually are showing this. They're showing the exact same thing that the official is looking at for the replay to make his call. They're showing that on the television. So that's one of the cool things about Arena Football is you can actually hear what the official's saying, what he's looking at, and go from there.
There's no hood. Nobody hiding under the big black hood.
Exactly. If he's going to make a call, he's got to make a call into the eyes of everybody.
So the question is, was the knee down before the ball crossed the plane? Was the elbow down before the ball crossed the plane? Rodney Filer, like you said, a veteran of this Arena Football League. He's had, 6 carries tonight. Very active in this offense for the Iowa Barnstormers.
And that's one of the things. Rodney Filer, the veteran, did not play in that first matchup in Des Moines. And that was something I think they sorely missed. And as has been talked about a lot of times, that Blaze defense getting 10 sacks, an AFL record in that first matchup in Des Moines. And that's one thing that they missed in Rodney Filer. He wasn't around for that first game, and he's making a big difference. But Blaze still have 1 sack, I believe, on the night, and should have had a couple more, but just didn't happen. Timing wasn't there, but still waiting to see what this call is going to be. They're looking at it a long time.
Yeah, they're taking some time with this call. Obviously, I mean, Steve, you called it. You said, hey, I'm not so sure that the immediate touchdown call was the correct call. Looked like it was closer than that. If they're taking this much time to review, obviously is not as clear cut.
Well, we can see the monitor from our seats right here, and I'm not sure that goal line camera got down quick enough to see what the call was, but the referee is coming out with his call now.
Ruling on the field stands. It'll be a touchdown for the Iowa Barnstormers. So Kamei will come out to line up for an extra point and make this 28-21 with 54 seconds left.
I think that was just a case of not having the right angle to see that. They looked at it a long time, which shows that there was enough doubt there, but I don't think there was just enough to overturn it.
Of course, the evidence has to be conclusive to overturn a ruling on the field, and the ruling on the field was a Barnstormers touchdown. Snap is back. Kick is good. Kamei's kick is good. 4 for 4 on extra points tonight. 28-21. Iowa Barnstormers lead the Utah Blaze at home, Energy Solutions Arena in Tim Dahle Field. We'll come back with the final 54 seconds of the first half on 1280 The Zone.
Legends Sports Pub, official pregame meal for the Utah Blaze. Has poker every Wednesday and Sunday night, beginning at 8. This is your chance to play some cards with the best in Salt Lake City and great prices on drinks and food every day. Make sure to join us for some legendary Texas Hold'em poker, with Wednesday having a $250 cash pot for the winners. Legends Sports Pub, giving 15% back on your bill to Blaze fans signing up as a Hall of Famer. Check it out now. 677 South, 200 West, downtown, or visit ylegends.com for more info.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280 The Zone.
1280 The Zone, the home of Utah Blaze football, 28-21. The Iowa Barnstormers lead the Utah Blaze with 54 seconds left in the first half. So we're inside the 1-minute warning. I'm Sean O'Connell, joined by Steve Vidatek. Chris Bocage will be back and try and get himself a big return here to set up either great field position or even break this one back and even the score up.
It's going to be interesting to see what Iowa does here now. We know that they get the ball to start the second half, and they may try to do their own onside kick right here to put the Blaze, even if they don't recover it, they put the Blaze in a position where they're going to score quickly, leave time on the clock. If they score that last touchdown, go in with a touchdown lead, obviously starting the ball in the second half is a big advantage for them. So I'm sure looking for the onside kick here coming from the Iowa Barnstormers.
Part of the strategy in this Arena Football League is trying to get that halftime 2-for-1, and of course trying to prevent the halftime 2-for-1 for your opposition. Hans' team is out there for the Utah Blaze. We've got everyone except Chris Bocage walked up. Kamei's kick does go deep, and this one will be off the nets. Again, low off the iron. Chris Bocage takes this one, squirts out to about the 9-yard line. Man, great kicking and great coverage by this Barnstormers team.
It was a late flag there. I'm not sure what this is going to be for, but I tell you what, it was a great job by Chris Bocage right there, because the Blaze were set up in their prevent return there, waiting for that onside kick.
Another penalty on the Utah Blaze as they continue to shoot themselves in the foot in front of the home crowd. That's David Highland, unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's why you saw the flag come in late.
But to finish up what I was saying, Chris Bocage taking the ball actually off the iron there, but with the Blaze return set up in that prevent, he doesn't have any protection back there, and he's able to still get that ball and get a few yards out of it. So it's going to be first and goal inside their own 5-yard line.
Tommy Grady has got Aaron LeSueur in motion. He'll look to his left and pass this one out to Ernie Pierce, who gets about 6.
Nice little cushion play right there. Get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. Get them out past the 10-yard line there. Make it a little more comfortable right now. So if you're the Blaze offense, you're trying to work that play clock down here. You want to score a touchdown, obviously, but you want to leave. I think the goal is about 8 or less seconds on the clock for the Iowa Barnstormers so that they have no time to work with and try to get a score of their own.
Well, second down and about 4, and you've got 47 seconds left on the clock. He'll throw this one out to Ernie Pierce again. Pierce, another short gain.
Now, obviously, the key to that whole plan is you got to get first downs and move the sticks, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and short here. So we'll see what the Blaze can do. Again, you got to keep the sticks moving. I don't like seeing them go to 4th down as much as they have here in the first half, but if they can convert here on 3rd down, it'll make a lot of people a lot happy.
That one good for about 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd and 3, 41 seconds left in the first half as the Blaze trail the Barnstormers 28-21. Grady takes the snap. Looks to Ernie Pierce yet again. This time Pierce gets out of bounds and past that first down marker on about a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, great play there, getting the first down, moving the sticks, and making things happen there. So we'll see. Now that they're getting that cushion, they still got 38 seconds. That's a lot of time in the Arena Football League to play with. So they want to work a little more time off that clock here, but they're getting small chunks of yardage. They're getting 3-4 yards at a time. which is good to work that clock. But I think they want to get down close to here about inside the 15-yard line and make things a little more comfortable.
Grady will take the snap. Looks to Ernie Pierce, doesn't find him, goes down the left sideline to Aaron LeSueur. Will get into the end zone. 31 seconds left, and he'll put it on his defense's shoulders and grab a score there.
Yeah, that's a great play to get the touchdown, but there's a lot of time left on that clock for her arena football game.
Well, they were looking for another short-type route to Ernie Pierce, another possession-type throw, as you were talking about, Steve. Ernie was covered, so Tommy went ahead downfield to Aaron LeSueur on the left sideline. LeSueur with a nice catch and takes that one into the end zone, dragging a defender with him. 31 seconds left. Brotsman will come out to kick the extra point to tie this game up. Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good. So it is a tie game. 31 seconds left in the first half, and it's all on the Blaze defense now to prevent that 2-for-1 we were talking about.
Yeah, you're always excited to see the ball in the end zone like that to get the touchdown, but still kind of cringing a little bit with 31 seconds to go on the clock. That's plenty of time for any offense in the AFL to get down the field and put the ball in the end zone. So hopefully we can get a play here from the Blaze defense, even on the special teams here. You know, one thing we haven't seen in a long time with the Blaze is a ball off the iron. Something crazy like that created a turnover, and now would be a great time to see something like that. But we'll take a turnover any way we can get it at this point.
You've seen the Blaze fall victim to the ball off the iron a couple times this year. Happened 3 times in the Voodoo game, the last game at home. Now would be a very opportune time to see Kyle Brossman put one off the iron and really change the pace of this game. 31 seconds left, plenty of time for the Barnstormers to score. Plenty of time for the Utah Blaze to come up with a big momentum-shifting defensive stop as well. Now, which one are we going to see?
Iowa's actually set up in a prevent of their own here.
Brossman boots this one deep.
There we go. Ball off the iron right there.
Ball off the iron.
Yes.
That one is recovered by Highland.
Good call.
Steve Benetek called it. Unbelievable.
The new guy, David Highland.
David Highland.
There's a flag on the play here. We'll see what happens.
See what this call is, but as it stands.
Oh, that's going to stand.
Penalties declined, holding on the return team. And the Blaze will take over at the 5-yard line going in with 27 seconds left in the first half.
That's a touchdown, actually. That's going to stand right there. He actually recovered that and ran it in for the touchdown.
Excuse me. You are in the Arena League able to advance the ball on an onside, what is effectively an onside kick. So on your own kick, that'll be a touchdown for David Highland. Pending the extra point, which is up and good. It is now 35-28. Huge momentum shift. And I'm taking you to Vegas with me next time, buddy, because that was a beautiful prediction.
Haven't seen one of those in a while in a Blaze game, and it's good to see that. That's a great time for that. 27.6 seconds to go now. You know, if you give up the touchdown, it's not a big deal because now you've evened out the possessions from where it started. So if the Iowa scores and evens it up, they're just going to take the 1 touchdown lead if they come out and score out of the half. So great time for one off the iron there. Great hustle by the Blaze cover team to get down there. David Highland able to get that one off the net. And, man, couldn't ask for a better play at that time.
So Kyle Brossman will line up to kick this off again. It's a deja vu here at Energy Solutions Arena. We just saw this same unit out on the field. We just saw them running down. And we'll see it all over again.
I'd love to see 2 in a row, but I'm not going to hold my breath after that last call.
Brossman boots this one deep. This one goes off the net. Still a funny bounce. Back in the end zone here for the Barnstormers. And that's going to have to be a touchback.
Great job by Brossman right there. He's got him up. He's got the returner uneasy coming off the net there. But that's going to, because he did not get that past the goal line, that's going to put the ball at the 2.5-yard line. So, hey, another great opportunity for the Blaze defensive line to get in there and get a sack, maybe get a safety here before the half.
27.6 seconds left in this first half. And a huge momentum shift. 35-28. Blaze on top of the Iowa Barnstormers now. 2.5-yard line going out for J.J. Ratterink. and this Barnstormers offense. He's got Marco Thomas to his right and Schmidt to his right. Raderink will look for Thomas out there on the right sideline and just throws that one at his feet.
Hey, you could see Raderink a little uneasy on that one. That was just one of those, I want to get it out of here before I give up a safety throws.
He's just getting that thing out of his hand like a hot potato. Mike Lewis coming with some nice pressure. And this is when that defensive front gets extra hungry. You can see the slobber coming off the face mask.
That and Joe Mortensen coming from that, actually he's played, that's, Joe Mortensen coming from that linebacker position. He's able to get that push in there and collapse that pocket a little bit. Getting another nice little push, but he's got a wide open receiver here. Come on.
Nice move put on by Marco Thomas. Another nice spin move, but he is eventually brought down at the 10. 10.4 seconds left, and the Barnstormers get a nice big play to get him down in scoring position.
That's that big play you don't want to see given up in the last 30 seconds of the half. That was just looked like a broken coverage there, or either that or he found the soft spot in the zone, but a lot of yards after the catch on that one. I think he was surprised to be as wide open as he was.
I tell you what, Marco Thomas, he's been very quiet tonight. That was his first big play of the evening, and it comes at a very opportune time for this Barnstormers offense.
With 10 seconds to go, that's going to give them enough time for about 2 or 3 plays. I don't think they're going to settle for a field goal in this position. They could, but that's going to give you at least 2 shots on the end zone if you want to settle for the field goal. But hopefully the home clock operator will help us with that one.
10.4 seconds left. J.J. Raderink breaks the huddle with Marco in motion. He throws this one to it, and that's intercepted. Carlton Brown will run this one around long enough to expire the clock and try and get in the end zone. Oh, the whistle comes with 0.1 seconds left. Tommy Grady and that Blaze offense will get 1 play.
That's a great play right there. Finally, we get that turnover that we've been looking for by the defense. Carlton Brown, and again, we talked about that home clock operator stopping it with 0.1 seconds to go. Great play by him. That's going to probably bring up a field goal attempt there, I would think, by Coach James. One of the few that he may try, actually. Looks like Grady's out on the field, though, right now.
He'll take a scoring shot one way or another, whether it's Matt Sock calling up one into the end zone, designing a play to get an open receiver, or, it will be Tommy Grady in this Blaze offense from the 16, 17-yard line going out, looking for a touchdown to close the first half. Remember, they will kick it away. They carry a 7-point lead right now. They'll try and double that.
And remember, too, you can throw the ball off the net in the Arena Football League, but it looks like he throws the interception.
And that is an incredible interception. One-handed, brought back
gives up
for a
touchdown. But there's a flag on the field. Hopefully that is a defensive penalty.
John Mooring making an extremely athletic play.
Wow, holding on the offense.
Holding on the offense, penalty is declined, and wow.
That is the last thing you wanted to do right there if you're Tommy Grady.
Back-to-back interceptions, one in favor of the Blaze, and a very costly one as the linebacker out of Georgia Southern, the rookie, 6 foot, 225-pound John Mooring, snags one-handed out of the air and takes it back into the end zone to tie this game up pending the extra point.
Man, as great as things lined up there defensively for the Blaze, that was the total opposite end of the spectrum right there for the Blaze offense to end that half that way.
Absolute backbreaker. Bad snap is put down, and the extra point is missed. Bad snap there. Unfortunate hold for the Barnstormers and their fans. Nice little breath of air for the Utah Blaze. They'll carry a 35-34 lead into the halftime break, but wow. Steve Viditek, what a wild and woolly turn of events to close the half.
Yeah, great things were happening there coming down the stretch. I mean, obviously with the stops on offense early in that half, things kind of turning around, getting that momentum back on the positive side, getting those stops that we've been waiting on by the Blaze defense. But, man, that's just a backbreaker. We talked about backbreakers and giving up big plays on 4th down, but that's a backbreaker for the offense right there. You've got one play to try to make something happen, but you come up with an interception for a touchdown to even this game up in the half. Obviously with the missed extra point not being that way, but, oh, man, that's a backbreaker and a half.
35-34, the Utah Blaze will kick it away to the Iowa Barnstormers following the halftime break. We'll take a quick break and come back. It's 1280, the home of Blaze football on the Zone.
And with that score, we've got the perfect Wingnuts drive.
And it was so simple. You see, he went to one of 12 Utah Wingnuts restaurants. He looked at the menu, and boom, he saw chicken wings. But pal, there's the hog wings. And bam, the natural instincts took over, and he ordered both. With 18 sauces and 72 combinations you can't miss.
And with the Wingnuts moist and crispy baked wings, a cold beer, or an ice-cold Pepsi, you're down for the feast.
Kapow! Wingnuts, because baked wings are better. Wingnuts is paradise on wings.
At Zions Bank, we've seen the future of checking, and it's available for you right now. Whether you're swiping your debit card or swiping the screen on your mobile device, we're making the future of checking personal. At Zions Bank, you'll get more robust features, upgraded mobile offerings, and reduced rates on loans. You tell us how you want to bank, and we'll do the rest. Learn more at a Zions Bank branch today. Zions Bank, we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC. Loans subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. Equal housing lender.
Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia. Kia, 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 Wasatch Front Kia will make you a believer in a Kia, Kia, Kia.
Wasatch Front Kia has an all-new showroom and service center built to better serve all of your automotive needs. And with Kias being such high-demand vehicles, you'll be amazed at what people are trading in these days. Stop by and test drive the 2012 Kia Soul, awarded the Best Buy Award for giving you the best value for your money, starting at only $13,945. Lease a 2012 Kia Optima for as low as $189 per month on a 39-month lease OAC. Plus, you get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, too, at Wasatch Front Kia, the Kia store on Riverdale Road in Ogden.
Power to surprise, you won't believe your eyes. Kia, 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 so much fun to drive. We'll make it so easy to buy your next car. We got the best deals, lowest prices by far. It's Kia, Kia, Wasatch Front Kia. We'll make you a believer in a Kia, Kia.
And remember, we want a Kia and a Kia.
Now back to Utah Blaze football on 97.5 and 1280. The Zone.
1280 and 97.5, The Zone, home of Utah Blaze football. Sean O'Connell, the first half is in the book, and now I'm joined by my main man, Wild Bill Gibson.
Yeah, baby.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
Glad to have you with us as the lovely Blaze dancers entertain the fans here at Energy Solutions Arena. We'll break down this first half for you. Wild and woolly turn of events there to close the first half. You have a huge defensive stop by the Utah Blaze. Looks like they're going to be able to maintain a 7-point lead at least going into the half. Carlton Brown comes up with a big interception, and the clock is stopped with .1, giving Tommy Grady one opportunity, one play to get into the end zone. Now, seems like a great situation for the Utah Blaze. Unfortunately, the Barnstormers had different feelings, especially number 5, John Mooring, the rookie linebacker out of Georgia Southern, who snags a one-handed interception and takes it back 20 yards for a score.
So first of all, let's credit Kyle Brotzman just before the half with a beautiful kick off the iron to set up that INT for the Blaze. And then the interception, of course, coming back, putting the Blaze in perfect position.
Right.
Worst case scenario, though, coming in with an interception with .1 left. Couldn't have happened worse for the Blaze, and they couldn't get the tackle in order to prevent the TD with the clock expired.
Clock has expired. There's a penalty on the play. The penalty on the play, unfortunately, offensive holding, which, of course, was declined by that Barnstormers defense, and the play stands. Now, the small breath of fresh air for the Blaze fans here in Energy Solutions Arena is that Kamei missed his first extra point of the game, and the Blaze carry a 35-34 lead into the break. Still, the Barnstormers will receive the kick after the half, and if I'm looking at a statistical breakdown here, Rodney Filer getting himself into this game in the run game. We don't see a lot of runs, design run plays called in the Arena Football League. I mean, on occasion, you'll see a whole game pass without seeing one. Rodney Filer has already carried the ball 5 times, and J.J. Radernick has carried on one design play as well.
And the Barnstormers love that, and they love Filer because he is a lean, mean running machine when he gets the ball. It's all about yak for him.
Yeah.
The yards after catch for Filer, who is a seasoned receiver.
And, you know, this is a guy who's, I mean, we were on the call with Steve Vitek in the first half. Vitek's been out of the league for a few years, and Filer's
Absolutely.
a